I'm Jitendra Singh. I welcome you to read my story where I interview authors, speakers, coaches, celebrities, entrepreneurs, and more. Today I have with me Mr. Kandan, MS. He is an emotional well-being mentor and his passion is to help youngsters develop a positive mindset and also become emotionally strong so that they can have a happy, meaningful, and fulfilling life. He comes with a background of close to 2 decades in the corporate world with assignments in both India and abroad. He is an author of the Amazon's bestseller, Be Emotionally Fit to Lead a Fulfilled Life, and also the host of popular weekly podcast, The Emotional People. In his book, he shares about 3 practices, processes, paths to lead a fulfilled life, which includes simple and easy ways that one can adopt in life, like being grateful, practice, and visualization, going vegan, etc., to lead a meaningful life on this planet. Mani has received various recognition in the area of expertise and shares his knowledge and thoughts via social media channels, group coaching programs, morning practices, one-on-one coaching, online webinars, and workshops. Children who have been through his coaching and guidance are seeing enormous changes in their life, studies, habits, relations, etc., which their parents are very happy about. He has published several articles on these topics and has also been invited as a guest speaker on several talk shows. To be honest, with DK, Talk and Rock Show, Stories of Hope, Brain City, Dubai, Stories That Impact, Dream Talk Show, etc. Today, he'll be discussing with us about his life journey. So let us hear from him. Welcome, Mani. The platform is open and now over to you.
Thank you, Jitendra, for this opportunity and welcoming you to your talk show. It's great to be here.
Pleasure and looking forward to it. So if I talk about yourself, how did your past life affected the person who you wanted to be in your life and what you are?
Interesting, because it's a very true fact. It's a very valid question, Jitendra, because what we are today, each one of us, what we are is from our experiences, our learnings, and what we are from the past.
Right.
And same is with me. My own journey of what I've been. You introduced me very well about my experiences and what I've been through. So yes, there you mentioned about a point about being in the corporate field or in the sector for long. That gave me, a great opportunity to interact and meet a lot of people. And alongside the experiences that I had, which is not just, I would say, in any terms, low or not good or something, but all the experience, meeting up with people was amazing. The experiences that my life took me to various sectors that I worked in, to various places that I worked in, gave me learnings in various senses in terms of what people are, who people are, how people react, how people respond to various things. So that understanding helped me a lot and shaped me also personally as a person, because what you learn is you learn from the people around you. You learn from your mentors, you learn from your higher ups.
Right.
So that also helped me to shape up what I am today, Jitendra. So that's been my journey in crisp, if I have to say. So
wonderful. So if I talk about your passion, what are the things you are passionate about in your life?
Okay. Of late, or I should say from the last 2 years, I found out what is my passion, because till then I did not know what is this passion all about. I thought it should be something definitely that you work for which you don't trade time, for which you love to do, for which you want to wake up every day and do. But I could not find what it was until I got the guidance from a mentor, the mentor whom I found, who told me that these are the ways that you can help to identify what is your passion. And
right.
Today, I'm very clear about it. And that's basically to help teenagers or youngsters in the area of their emotional wellness, how to build a positive mindset. So that's my passion and that's what I live by and that's what I do every day.
Right, because they are the future of our country. So if they are emotionally strong from the young age, that will be a very, very good thing for their future, because that would be their basis. And on the basis, if their base is strong, definitely they will build up a huge thing in their life. So that is again a wonderful thing. You are working on a really a great cause, and I really appreciate that. And if I talk about your work and experiences, like how you started, what all you did, how you got into an author, how you became an author, and how you started your training and learning and training program.
Yeah. So Jitendra, like I shared, I was in the corporate sector. I was in the corporate field for a long amount of time. And definitely, my interest was to do something for others. So I was always in that mode of do something that can help somebody in some or other way. It may not be necessarily monetarily, but maybe some advice, some suggestion, something that you can give that can help somebody in some or other way, in addition to the money aspect. So that I started to realize about 2 years back, like I said, when I met my mentor, that I have been doing this for a long time without even practically focusing on it. Like say, for example, if a colleague is working, like you have your teammates, your team members, somebody used to generally just come casually and say, oh no, life may problems, like maybe their personal things they used to come and share with me, like family, a spouse, husband relationship, or maybe something like that. And I used to tell, do this, or maybe why don't you try talking to her, maybe do something, take her out, or some or other tips based on the situation. And I have got feedback when they did actually that, and they came back and say, hey, you know what, now things are improving in life and all, thanks to you. I said, why thanks to me? No, that day you remember you said something. I said, oh, okay, fine. So I never did it consciously. I used to just in terms of based on the relationship, friendship, I used to just share things. And that is when I started to realize, like I said, that I actually can help people. I actually can grow this into my own kind of thing that I want to do for the rest of the life, and also as my business. And that's when I stepped into this line, and I have been doing this. I realized that this has a huge potential. And when I realized more than people around, it's the next generation. Like you rightly said, these people, you see these days are very, very, I would say, brittle or soft when it comes to handling their emotions, and the small reasons, small issues that they face in their day-to-day life. They think life has no meaning. So I felt maybe I should focus on this area and help them to get emotionally strong. And when I decided that, I embarked on this journey. I started to speak to parents so that I could get onto the teens. I started my own programs and all that. Then this idea came about authoring also, because when you become an author, you're also looked up as an authority, and people know that you know what you're talking about. Correct. So I said, okay, fine. I think I should definitely reach out to more and more people and let me pen down my thoughts in a book. And that's what resulted in this book called Be Emotionally Fit to Lead a Fulfilled Life. Right. So that's the journey.
That is wonderful. So you been into corporate. So what exactly were your role and responsibilities there? And were they same as you were working on these days, or it was kind of entirely a different field altogether?
Good one. So this was entirely different, Jitendra, if I have to say, because I was in the field wherein I started in the area of travel and technology. I initially started with travel in terms of airlines. Then I grew up in that company for a amount of time with one of the leading airlines in India. Then I moved on to the IT sector. Again, it has to do with travel and transportation. For about all the complete of my work experience was in this domain. I was in the travel and transportation for the entire, and my roles were changing. Towards the end, I was in the role of a business consultant. I was a product manager. I was in the role of the support, wherein you get to develop the products by interacting with the clients. So all that I have done, and has nothing to do with what I am doing presently. What I am doing presently is out of what my calling is.
Correct.
It is, it's not what I have done previously. And then I got into learning. I knew this is what I want to do. Because this I have never learned. So I invested time, money, effort into learning what is emotional intelligence, what is emotional well-being. Maybe then when I took up this audience, I also went in to learn what is parenting. As a parenting coach, as an emotional intelligence coach, what do you do? So this came with time. Yeah.
Correct. That is kind of personal experiences and the kind of training program you have attended is the outcome of what you are doing now. And really, it happens with many people. Like we are working on corporate life and having different kind of field altogether, and gradually we learn something and we get into a new kind of a career opportunities or profession maybe. And that happens with many people, and that is really amazing thing. That is kind of a journey, because when you learn about your purpose in life, you get into it, and there you do really great. So I really wish you good luck onto it and best wishes to you. And if I talk about the vision, mission and goal in your life from now to next 5 to 10 years, so what do you think, what you want to do in these 5 to 10 years?
Interesting. So in the next 5-10 years, I'm looking definitely like I have started my mission on working with the teens and youngsters. I definitely want to continue impacting and reaching out to more and more teens, youngsters. And if you ask me in terms of number, at least I would want to reach about 10 lakh youngsters in some or other way, directly or indirectly. Maybe through my books, maybe through my more coaching sessions, maybe through my videos. Social media is there. So I want to reach out so that I give them the message that it's okay when you're feeling low. It's okay at times when you're feeling that things are not working in your favor. Because of that, don't get into a decision or don't take a judgment that life has no meaning or this is what my life is all about. Because each one of us go through the ups and downs, and that's part of life. And today when I talk with many of them, I see a different kind of thought process that this generation has. They look at things that they get things easily in life. Okay, the parents either give them or maybe through other things, they get it easily. So they think if they don't have certain things, they feel that life has no meaning. Be it in small things. Like I said, they're not getting successful. Maybe they failed in a subject, maybe in an exam. They think that's it, life has no meaning. Or maybe somebody shouted at them, maybe dad or mom, for whatever tensions or whatever they had. They got angry at them. They feel that no, they don't love me. Maybe the teacher scolded them. Maybe their friends, or maybe in a relationship it didn't work out. Then they think, when I see these kind of problems, it makes me more concerned, and I feel this is the area I want to work, and that's my mission and vision. Very specifically to reach to these people, make them aware that it's okay, and how do you get emotionally strong and fit so that you handle any situations in your life. And that's what exactly I've written in my book as well. That's what anybody can read and adopt.
Correct. And it is really important that people should understand what is happening around them, because what happens is we cut ourselves to some extent with other people, which is kind of an emotional blockage, or maybe a point where we feel lonely. That is again also a problem, what we see in these youngsters. So this is again a big problem these days. So if I talk about the most important life lessons you have learned from your personal and professional journey, so what are these learnings?
There are a lot of learnings. In fact, if you have to say, there's a lot of things that I have been learning. I'm continuing to learn. Learning is a lifelong process. That's what I believe. Each day, every day, you learn from anybody, you learn from anyone, not just your gurus or mentors. You learn from everybody. So there are a lot of things. If I have to share, what I'm thinking, what do I share? Specifically, if you ask, one needs to have that context. Normally what happens is, whenever you go through whatever in your life, let's say we are working, or maybe as a dad or as a mom, whatever role we are playing, normally our context of life tend to get fixed to something small.
Correct.
And if you want to really experience life, you need to expand your context. And that gives you a complete new meaning. Let's say, for example, you are a dad. You might be thinking, okay, my responsibilities are to do these things. As a father, I need to do certain things. As an employee, if you're working, you need to do certain things. That our life sometimes revolves around only this.
Correct.
And we fail to see life as a bigger meaning, or life has a bigger things that we can do in life. And always look for that learning, or look for that expand where you can, the opportunities where you can expand your context. And when we expand in the context, then life becomes very easy. Like if you see, you and me are just a small, minute microorganism when we look at the big kind of universe,
Correct.
And there are so many million people, so many, they're just a tiny small. But what we do, in our mind, we think that we are something big. If I am not there, this will not happen, that will not happen. Or something like, okay, I am the best, or maybe I want to be something, but it has no meaning. It's all temporary. It all will fade away sometime or other. So these are some kind of lessons. And one thing which is definitely, again, I follow a lot of people, great speakers, motivational coaches, maybe Sadhguru, all these people talk a lot about the meaning, exact meaning of life. And in that way, I think we need to understand that what we think and what we do is something bounded by some certain, somewhere we are thinking this is what is life, but life has a bigger meaning. Each one of us can do something meaningful for being born as a human being. So that's what I see as a bigger context. So there are a lot of learnings like this, which
definitely
I can go on.
Yeah, you may share more if you want to. There are so many things we learn on daily basis. You can share more things.
Okay. Let's talk about this one. When we speak, thank you for that opportunity. So when we talk about emotions, let's see in that context. Maybe I can share some things which I've learned in this particular subject. Specifically, if you ask, I one of the things which attracted me really well is one of the Sadhguru's quotes, wherein it's not exactly Sadhguru who had said, I think even Buddha, or there was a principle which has been shared. It says that pain is inevitable. Pain is inevitable. This quote is very, very prevalent. But suffering is optional.
Correct.
So this is something which is very, very prevalent. Like say, each one of us have to go through the pain. Some or other thing will happen in our life, in our role,
Definitely.
in our thing. But do you really want to suffer because of that pain? You have an option to do. You have an option. Either you take it within you and you make a whole fuss of it and you continue to suffer, or you say, no. You know what? It's okay. I'm going to manage it. It's fine. So how do you do that? about it. So those are the things that you need to learn, so that
Correct.
you can always be at bliss, you can always be happy, you can always stay, wow, and experience life to its fullest. So that is one particular thing which definitely I would want to share with your listeners, that pain is inevitable. Pain will definitely come in your life.
Correct.
But to suffer because of that pain or not, you can decide. So suffering is optional. So that is one
Definitely.
thing.
Definitely.
And then many a times it is saying that when we talk about certain things, like whatever we talk about, like now what I am talking about also, when people listen, they say that I know this, I know what you are saying, I know.
Agree.
But it doesn't only suffice with I know. Because for knowing, and you need to do certain things. Let's say, for example, if you say that, okay, I know if pain comes to me, I should manage. But just knowing will not happen.
Correct.
You'll have to do certain things to get better at it. So unless you do, which is take actions, it doesn't make sense. So there is a famous quote by one of the mentors who says, knowing and not doing is not knowing. Simple.
Correct.
You say,
If you
I
know
know
something
and then you don't.
and you don't do
it's not
anything, then
it's
that
not
is a
equivalent to
wastage
know,
of
no?
correct. That knowledge is wastage, because you are not
Yes.
impacting anything out of that, and that is purely a wastage. Better to
Absolutely.
put things into a doable kind of a thing and start implementing them. That is really important, right?
So so these are some. At this point, I want to stop, but people can connect with me and I can share a lot of things like this if they find it interesting.
Definitely, these learnings are really important, and we all go through with life, and we got to experiences these kind of things. But what happens is we tend to forget them, and we always look for outside kind of a thing. We don't explore things inside us, because we have all the solutions, but we don't explore. So that's why we need to understand these things which you have just mentioned and try to implement them in our life. That's so wonderful. You have shared those with us. So, you already mentioned about emotions and how emotionally fit we should be. But these days, what we are seeing is people are getting more emotionally detached from their families, friends, colleagues. So, why these kind of situations are rising in our life, or maybe why we are getting into those kind of a situation when we feel lonely and feel emotionally detached with other people?
Yes, Jitendra, what you said is a concerning and a very alarming problem these days. Very true. People are experiencing loneliness or getting detached with their family, or maybe with so many things. Because you know what? Somewhere or other, people have started to live, or were living in an artificial world,
Right.
or a virtual world. People were thinking that maybe in terms of digital or social media or whatever you can say, people were not living in the real world. And maybe recently when we talk about this, people getting detached, the last 2-3 years were not the same that it used to be, right?
Correct.
Corona has spiked a lot of changes into each and everyone's life. The way in which we lead life, the way in which our work works, the way in which our family was, everything got changed overall. So then it was like, what am I running behind? Many people when I talk to, they were like, what were I running behind? Every day doing that, this, and now they feel some kind of dissentment or away from all these things. People want to be at peace. If you ask, there was a recent study wherein it was pointed that a lot of people are ready to quit jobs. I read about 80 to
Right.
85% will leave jobs in about another 2 years or so. And I was like, why? Because
Exactly.
a lot of people experienced a different phase of life in this last couple of years, 2-3 years if we specify, from the Corona time. Do I have to be alone? What is the point? Because they have lost, many of them have lost their near and dear ones.
Correct.
Very
Family
close to
and
them.
friends, they've so many people they've lost in their life.
Lost their life, who are like they didn't do anything wrong. They were like living with their parents, or maybe their spouse, or maybe closed ones. When they lose them, like, it gives you a shaker, right? I mean, especially when the Corona second wave was there, people lost a lot of, and they were like, what is the meaning of life? What am I doing? That
Correct.
realization started to kick in, and that reality when you strike, I see that people have started to see life is very simple. Let's lead it simply. What we need is food, clothing, shelter, roti, kapada, makan. That's the basic thing
This
that you
is
need,
basic thing.
and you can lead a much more happy life rather than just looking at all the other pleasures, going to movie, going to a mall, and all those things, that used to be there. That are all extra things, but life can be much more happier. So I see this kind of things, people getting lonely, and it's okay if you understand it in that perspective. But what is not okay is you stay in that loneliness or low vibration for a longer time.
Correct.
But because when you stay in that vibration, then it leads to different thought process. It could lead to things like anxiety, depression, panic attack, all these things. Then it's a problem. You understand that yes, life is to be alone, life is to be lived, experience life and move ahead. But some of them, instead of moving ahead, they sit in that zone thinking that what is the purpose of life, no meaning. And then they get into things like depression and they go into that low phase. Then they need a help of people like psychiatrists or psychologists and all to pull them back again to life.
Correct.
So that should not be done. That should never be happening to anybody. Yeah.
Correct.
But
Because
it's okay to understand.
feeling stuck is one thing, and getting out of it is the other aspect of the thing. And if you stay on the same situation, then definitely that problem arise. You would feel lonely. You would feel people are not there with you. They are not being connected with you. So that kind of situation would arise if you stuck in those kind of situation and don't move ahead. Rightly said. So what are the solutions, or maybe how to balance it out, or how to have the right approach towards life when you are in that situation, you are kind of stuck, and how you can come out from that shell or maybe a situation?
Okay, good one, Jitendra. And I feel it's not a easy way out. Like, it's not like a tablet that you take in today and then tomorrow you will be happy, everything is fine. Not. But what happens is it comes with a series of things that you do every day. So if I have to tell more, this book definitely contains the 3 practices and the processes and paths that you can do to lead a fulfilled life. But talking about the things that are there, I can tell you in crisp, some things like which are very simple, which are very easy to understand and do, but we don't do it. That is a problem. One of them, which is primarily is called being grateful. Being grateful for what we have, the expressing gratitude every day. You know what? Many a times I see children, or basically the audience that I speak to, or these youngsters, you don't understand. When they say that when they go through these tough times, when I ask them, don't you have so many things for which you can already be thankful and you can be grateful? Then they look upon things. When parents tell them, like these days, most of them, or in fact, every parent wants to give the best to their child. In whatever they did not get in their life, they want to give more than that so that their child can be happy. It is not wrong. It's absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong about it. But what is not right is the children don't understand the value of that. Nobody is making them understand the importance and significance, the comfort that they are getting into their day-to-day life, what the parents are providing. So that awareness needs to definitely come in. If that is not there, it becomes a challenge that you start to see what I don't have. And then it becomes a problem again. Like being grateful. Like many children don't have these kind of comforts that you are having, by which your parents are providing. So why not be happy and grateful for what you have? Then many other concepts which I have spoken in this story, as a story that book talks about, with some things like forgiveness. We don't have that attitude. These days you see something happens, people they hold it very close to their heart and they say, no, this is mine. If this cannot happen like this, and all those things. So what can you do about those? These are some practices which I feel should be adopting every day. It is not just only when you feel low moments, because when you feel low, you just want to get out of it and you don't know what to do. Certainly, if you follow these things every day, you will not stay in that zone for long. Yes, low moments are bound to happen when some situations come in life. It is bound to happen. It's part and parcel of life. But how do you come out of it quickly and then bounce back and say, okay, fine, this thing has happened. Let me look at the better side of life and move on. I'm alive. This moment I'm breathing, it means there's a blessing involved in that. Otherwise, meri saanse nahi chalti. I would have gone long back. So if I'm alive, there's a bigger meaning to it, and look at the brighter side of life. So that comes with practice, with regular doing things, and that's what I would say.
Correct. That is really apt for the kind of situation people may fall into. And the most important thing which I also feel like is first understanding should be there, like why that situation is arising, what is the problem, root cause problem, why you are feeling in that situation, and then the solution which you have just suggested would be wonderful thing to understand onto it and take into a practice. Gradually it will help. It cannot help in a one day, you rightly said. It will help if you practice it gradually. That definitely will give you better results, and you would feel attached towards people. You will be feeling attached towards the life which you have, and that would be looking more meaningful and more genuine to you, that you are there in this life, and you have so many things around which you can be blessed and which you can be grateful to. So that is wonderful thing you have shared. People should understand them and try to implement them and work upon them. That will definitely give them great results.
Well summarized, Jitendra. Well summarized. I like that. Thank you.
Thank you. And if I talk about, I'll be coming back to you again now. So if I talk about you, are you an introvert or an extrovert kind of a person while you face your audience?
Okay. Well, I face my audience. Okay.
And
while I face my audience,
pluses and minuses of the same.
I would say I was an introvert when I grew up as a kid, or as I went for my education and all formal education. I was an introvert. I used to hardly mingle around with people. I used to not talk much, and I was within myself. I was confined with myself. But later over the period of life, I think I developed good friends. I opened up, I became an extrovert. So there is one thing more in between this introvert and extrovert. I recently heard this term. I think maybe I have that.
Ambivert.
Yeah. I think I'm an ambivert because basically I don't open up with everybody and anybody. But when I open up, I'm like, okay, I'm good. Now talking about when I face my audience. When I face my audience, I'm purely an extrovert because I face them with these days or whoever I face with the intention of doing something good for them, adding some meaning, adding some value into their life. And I don't want myself to be restricting in that way. So I'm a pure extrovert when I go out and I speak, be it stage forums, be it in any other, I go to give keynote speeches, wherever I go, I'm pretty open in that front. And if you ask me about advantages, disadvantages, I would say each one of us has its own benefits and merits and demerits, both ways. You cannot say that introvert means that person loses something in life. It's absolutely not. The biggest successful people are introverts. If you see highly successful people, I've heard people like Jack Ma or maybe Elon Musk. These people are introverts. They don't go out and share everything. They're not a kind of, they themselves have said, I'm introvert. We are introverts. I was watching one of Jack Ma's interview. He said, I'm an introvert by nature. So, and extroverts are also flamboyant and they also do their own things in a big way. So there's nothing merits and demerits, but both are good. But be true to yourself, whatever you ask, what I would say. Be it an introvert or extrovert, be true to your nature. And don't try to force yourself.
Correct. Understand your strength and work upon them. That is the one best thing. Right. So if I talk about your journey so far, who are the people supported you the most?
Okay. Definitely the first people whom I give all the credit for my support or whatever I am today is my parents. They have supported me in every phase of life. Be it whatever decisions I took, be it in terms of career, like changing companies, switching jobs, or maybe moving from one place to another, or maybe whatever decisions I took in life, they have always been supportive of that. So they are the biggest pillars. And after getting married, definitely it's your life partner. So she was always standing by whatever
decided. No doubt about that.
Yes, you know that very well. And 2 years back when I said that I'm not going to go back to work and I want to do something on my own and this is what it is and all those things. Initially, everybody was skeptical, but slowly over the time, that support was there. Okay, you do, we know you're doing it right. We stand by you. We know whatever it is, you will make a right decision. So that support is there right even now from my parents as well as my partner in life. So they are my biggest support for whatever I'm doing.
Wonderful. So that support is really important when you have so many phases in life. When you are switching to careers, you are thinking of your own business. Maybe you are off, sometimes you are on odds in your life. That time also you need support. That is really wonderful. So if I talk about how you got your inspiration and motivation in life.
Who is the inspiration and motivation? You're saying one person?
How you get it?
How I get it? Okay. How I get my motivation? I get my motivation, if you ask me, primarily from being in the zone of like-minded and motivated people. People who are always driven, people who are always positive. So to mention about that, I am part of a community or a group which is called Passionpreneurs. There I know a lot of vibrant and energetic and flamboyant, not flamboyant, very, very positive driven people. They're like every time we need to do something, we need to create this, we need to help this person, we need to be just that giver attitude people. I have a lot of people around me in my mastermind group, in that community. So that helps me to keep driven. So that's what keeps me always motivated and charged.
Great. Wonderful. So what is your take on success? How does it look like to you?
Success. Interesting. Very interesting. Because everybody says success. I want to be successful. I want to be successful.
Correct.
You know? For me, success is not kind of an end destination. I see success as a journey. It's a journey. Everything is successful. Today you woke up in the morning, you brushed your teeth, you're successful in some small way, or you met somebody, you could help somebody, that is success. Or you did something in your business, that is success. Because success is something which we get every day. Small wins also count.
True.
Don't look for an end destination. I don't see it as an end goal that itna paisa kama liya, 1 crore kama liya, so that is successful, or maybe that's
right.
It is just a stepping, because when you reach there, you'll look at the next thing.
Correct.
And I think our wants, needs would increase, and I say maybe 10 crores. Is that a good deal? So there's never an end to it. So success is not something, be it monetary or maybe in terms of relationship, be it in whatever things. It's a journey. I see it in that way. Every small thing that you do, if you're able to do it well, you accomplish what you wanted to do, it's a success. It's a win. And better to celebrate even those small wins. Because when we celebrate small wins, we attract more and more bigger things.
More such situations.
Yeah, and succeed.
Wonderful.
So that's how I see it.
That's the right way, right approach towards success or maybe towards life. So now we are moving on to the last question. Any message, advice you would like to share with our viewers and listeners?
Like we spoke earlier, there are so many things that I would definitely like to share. But one thing, if you ask me, is definitely, I would say, look at your life in a bigger picture. Whenever you feel that my life has no meaning, or whenever you feel low, because that's what I in terms of mindset, in terms of whatever situations, your mind not be always seeing good things. There would be situations when we are feeling low. At that time, what you need me to really again look back at is, hey, what are the good things that are already there in my life? See the positive side of life always. Life is something that we as human beings, you and me and everybody, the audience who are listening, we have got a unique opportunity to be human being in this life.
Right.
Let's do the best. Let's do the best. We can do many more things than just living, paying the bills, and die.
Correct. That is not
There's
the
something more meaning.
purpose of life. Paying bills.
Life.
Right.
And living this world, right? Each one of us, you, me, we all have got just one life. We don't know what is later after that.
Yes.
So let's make the best use of it. Let's experience the life to the fullest. Let's enjoy life. And whenever you feel things like low or tough times, go back and see the good things that are in your life. Like I was earlier mentioning, right? In my book, again, that I have shared. Go ahead and look at, practice things which are definitely needed for us to be strong, to experience those good things. And always stay positive. Be optimistic. If you are low today, which means something good is going to happen later.
Exactly.
Everybody, if you go down, definitely you will rise up.
Exactly.
So stay positive and live a positive life. That's the only message I have.
And connect with positive people.
Connect with positive people. Definitely. You are an average of 5 people. They say you are an average of 5 people you are surrounded by. So surround yourself with positive people. Create an environment of good thinkers, good doers. Stay always that way. You will automatically get that vibe. You will rub that energy.
Right. Exactly. And that is really wonderful thing to stay around with positive people. And if someday you are on low side of the things, other people may motivate you, may encourage you. And on the other part, if somebody in the group is facing the same challenge, like they are low, then you can be their pillar, you can motivate them, encourage them. That is what life is all about.
Agreed.
Right.
Totally.
Wonderful. So what an amazing insights you have shared with us. It was really amazing to hear from you. I really enjoyed our conversation and looking forward to hear more from you again soon. Thank you so very much for your time. It was really wonderful thing we have discussed today. And also I would like to share your social media and website link as well as your book link with our video so that people can go through them, see them, buy and also connect with you so that if they have any kind of requirement or help needed, they can be in touch with you, take your help and guidance there. So that will be kind of a help you can make out here. So looking forward. And guys, don't forget to check that out too. Thank you so very much everyone for watching and listening. I hope you all must have gathered a lot of information and enjoyed watching it. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Have a good time. Thank you and bye-bye.
Thank you, Jitendra. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you so much.